OK, you can see it on the bottom of your screen. Let's bring you confirmation then of what we have heard in the past couple of moments. Newcastle United have confirmed that Steve Bruce has left his position as head coach by mutual consent, they say in their statement. He leaves Newcastle after more than 2 years in charge. He steered the club to 13th and 12th place finishes in the Premier League and reached the quarter-final stages in both the FA Cup and Carabao Cup during his time there. Newcastle say they would like to place on record their gratitude to Steve Bruce for his contribution, and they wish him well for the future. Now, we have some quotes in from Steve Bruce himself. This is what he's had to say. I am grateful to everyone connected with Newcastle United for the opportunity to manage this unique football club. I would like to thank my coaching team, the players and the support staff in particular for all their hard work. There have been highs and lows, but they've given everything in difficult moments and should be proud of their efforts. He goes on to say, this is a club with incredible support, and I hope the new owners can take it forward to where we all want it to be. I wish everyone the very best of luck for the rest of this season and beyond. Now, Newcastle go on to say in their statement, Graham Jones will lead the team on an interim basis, they say. It starts with Saturday's trip to Crystal Palace. The coaching team alongside him will be Steve Agnew, Stephen Clements, Ben Dawson and Simon Smith. They also go on to say, Newcastle, that the process of recruiting a new head coach is underway and an appointment will be announced in due course. And they finish by saying the club will not be making further comment at this time. OK, let's take a look at Steve Bruce's record at Newcastle in all competitions. They're 96 games in charge, had a win rate of 28.9%, winning just 28 of those games. And you can see he lost 41 of those matches. As we know, he reached 1,000 games as a manager in Sunday's defeat to Tottenham. Overall, he's won 376 times, losing 370. He's overseen 1,256 goals scored, but had 1,237 scored against him.
Simon, you know Steve as well as anybody. How will he be taking it? What's your reaction to this?
I would imagine he will feel relieved because it was an inevitability. We spoke about it at the beginning of the week. I thought that it was entirely appropriate that he left. I felt there was no reason for him to be there anymore. I don't think this is a decision of any great significance in terms of who the next manager will be. I think it's taking the toxic element out of the positive. If you read the press and some of the broadsheet press, they've been very vitriolic and critical of the lack of decision-making process and hanging Steve Bruce out to dry and the human shield mentality. So this is taking away the toxic element, the element that doesn't seem to want to go away, which is Steve Bruce is equally as culpable for Newcastle being unsuccessful in the eyes of the fans as Mike Ashley. So with that in mind, I think there was an element of irony, because what would it have been like for Steve Bruce to go back to a club where the fans don't like him there either, because of the situation that happened between me and Steve 20 years ago, where he was injuncted for trying to walk out and go to Birmingham. So it would have been ironic he'd gone back there and perhaps got a result that wasn't particularly pleasing either. I think it's the right thing for everybody. Graham Jones will go in there and hold the fort. They'll look at it and see if he can hold it for a period of time before they make a managerial appointment. If they continue to get bad results, they'll start to panic. I don't think this is much of a decision. I don't think this is leadership. I simply think it's taking out a toxic element and saying, OK, we haven't got a manager yet, but what we'll do is we'll take away some of the toxicity because this isn't going to go away. And they were starting to get a little bit of ridicule in the press about how they're not leading their club when they've had 2 weeks to make a decision about what a manager looks like.
Right. So now we know, Trevor, and first reaction there from Simon. He knows Steve Bruce and has known Steve Bruce for many decades. What now? What do you think now? I mean, obviously, the hunt is on for a new manager, and they're saying they're right into it now. Steve Bruce has left, he's gone. Graham Jones is in, he'll take charge for the Palace match. Meantime, behind the scenes, they're working like crazy to get the new guy in. Who should it be?
Well, they are, and I'm pleased for Steve Bruce. I agree with Simon. Mutual consent, I'm sure he'll get paid off, and he just won't have that stress in his life. You know, he's